Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to today's episode. Thank you so much for checking in. Hey, it would mean a lot to me if you just went right ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That really helps the videos do better, and I really do appreciate it. Today's video is a little bit different than my normal format. I'm going to be going over 8 super exciting things for you and your friends to do at the Coos Bay Sand Dunes. If you're looking to have a good time, if you want to hang with the boys, let loose a little bit, and really have a good time, these are 8 ideas that you must check out if you're visiting the Coos Bay Sand Dunes. Now, these ideas are for thrill seekers like myself. Again, it makes for a perfect guys trip if you're looking for a getaway or an awesome adventure. Maybe not the best ideas if you have a full family to tag along with you. All right, number 1, I just want to get this out of the way because it's the most obvious thing to do out here. Bring a quad, a side-by-side, dirt bike, or sand rail, and enjoy 31,000 acres of sand dunes to explore. This is all open off-road area. This is what people come here to do. It's a ton of fun. You're going to see all sorts of really cool machines, and it's so easy to just get rowdy and have a ton of fun and explore all over these dunes. There are massive, like couple 100-foot sand dunes that you can climb. There's ponds you can skim over. There's whoop sections you can mash across. It is just so much fun. A couple things to consider is that you do need to run a flag on your off-road vehicle, and you'll need a $10 permit, which you can buy online, or you can get it at any of the local stores, which makes it really easy. So I highly suggest bringing one of these machines out here, and if you don't have one, there's actually spots in town that rent out side-by-sides and quads for actually pretty cheap, a couple $100 a day. So definitely worth it to make some lifelong memories and explore some of the most unreal terrain. It really feels like you're on another planet when you're out here. Another thing to consider if you're driving a side-by-side is that if you don't have sand paddles, or just in general, the sand is really hard on your machine and it's really likely that you're going to blow a belt. So be sure to bring a spare belt. I don't think I've ever been to the sand dunes and not blown a belt, so I always bring a couple with me, and it makes sure that the good times keep on rolling. With the most obvious thing to do at Coos Bay out of the way, it's time to discuss the next best thing. If you don't have a side-by-side, dirt bike, or quad, you could consider taking your 4-wheel drive vehicle out on the sand, and it's actually a ton of fun. You still need that $10 ORV permit that you can purchase at local stores, and it's a really good idea to air your tires down. In fact, you probably won't get around very well at all unless you air your tires way down. We took our tires down to about 8 to 10 PSI, and we found that that was the best happy medium to where we had plenty of traction on the sand, but we weren't blowing the beads out on our tires. Again, even road legal vehicles are required to have flags on their trucks. So you see that we mounted some flags. We picked up some cheap flags in town. I think they were like 15 bucks, mounted them to our bed racks, and we were totally legal and good to go. It was a ton of fun, and I highly suggest taking the overland route and making your way out to the ocean. This is a really cool experience for anyone who's never driven on the beach before. If you do drive in the water, make sure that you wash your truck off pretty thoroughly afterwards so that you don't rust out your truck. Just keep in mind that it is possible to get stuck out here, so go with a group and bring proper recovery gear.
Hey, we need recovery.
What happened?
I don't know how we're going to fix this, so you might want to... I see you. You see me?
Yeah.
Come over here real quick.
Hi, brother, we're good to go.
Okay. All right, we're on our way.
I don't know how to fix it. We need to winch it, the back end, back up the hill somehow, but I don't know if that's possible.
Well, they messed up. I don't know what they were doing, but it doesn't look good. Dude, look at this turkey vulture just flying right here. You see that majestic critter? Oh, he's coming right at him. It's a sign. Good thing I'm a recovery master, brother. Good thing you called Maxx's off-road recovery. Now, personally, I think that extricating a vehicle in the sand is like a must-do, like item on the list. I almost made it number 3 because it's a ton of fun. But it's obviously not for everybody. There's these little shelf roads that run alongside the beach, and Aaron tried to turn out of one, and his truck got a little tippy on this soft spot. And so we pulled the Tundra up, hooked up a winch line to it, and quickly just slid the back end out of the way. Really easy, simple recovery. And like I said, just travel with friends who are equipped. And if not, just don't take any unnecessary risks. We're using a synthetic winch line from USA Rope. These are much safer than a steel winch line. And what's really nice is you can run them through your hands without getting splinters or getting injury from rusty wire cables. And they're also a lot lighter weight. They don't load up on energy and snap and decapitate people. And then we're gonna take a soft shackle, put it through here, make it a little bit easier to connect this. Just like that. And then I can put my hook just like that. And then, like I said, we'll start pulling on it, and if it comes up too hard on your bumper, then we'll stop. Drive down now?
Yeah, easily.
Sick. Okay, so you might be wondering, how the hell are we finding our way around this 31,000 acre playground of sand? Well, we actually downloaded the onX off-road app, and onX tells us exactly where to go. So if we want to get to the beach in 4x4 trucks, we know to take the overland route. If we want to go explore in the side-by-side, we know how to get there. You can actually save 20% when you download the app and you use my code MAXX20. Check it out. We've made it to the beach here with the trucks. It took a little bit of navigating through the sand. We figured that we needed to get our tires down to about 8 PSI before we could actually float on top of the sand and drive out here. But it's working really well. The Tundra's doing awesome. We made it out. We're having a really good time. And it is just gorgeous out here. We're gonna do some skimboarding out and practice some kiting right here as well. So just an awesome day to come out and explore the Oregon coast and enjoy some of this beautiful weather. It is, yeah, we're just living the life right now.
Max's style is just to throw it on yonder, sprint after it, and hope for the best. I like to drop the board and immediately get on. See what I mean?
Up next, I highly recommend going into town and either renting or buying a skimboard. The beaches here are perfect for skimboarding. They have long, flat, smooth beaches, and the water comes in just perfectly. I haven't skimboarded in a decade, and I was able to pick right up on this again, and it was just a ton of fun. If you're not into skimboarding, there are waves here. You could go boogie boarding, but definitely get in the water, have fun. It's very cold, but it's a blast.
Best I've ever done at that.
All right, so number 4 on the list of ideas involves utilizing the wind in some way. So we decided to kite our paragliding wings, but this is also a perfect place for kiteboarding or just kiting in general if you're like an old man or something. But kiting these paragliding wings on the beach was a ton of fun because the beach provides really smooth linear wind that's coming off of the ocean. It's very consistent, the direction stays the same. The wind kind of has this constant pressure, so it's a great place to practice like the fundamentals of kiting a wing. So right now I'm actually training Taylor how to inflate a paragliding wing. He's actually never flown before.
Yeah.
Yep. And you might find, like for right now, you'll be better off if you just kind of try to walk with it. Like just like that's something that'll just keep pressure on it by just kind of
walk with once the wing's up.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit of movement forward.
Drop that end down so you know. There you go. Just let it go.
Okay.
And
now my brake's in the front.
let that thing come up. There you go.
Walk this way,
That's good.
Left brake, left brake.
Left brake.
There you go.
Left.
Pull both down.
Nice, dude. You got it up.
Sick.
I don't think you ever let go.
That was so cool.
This beach really is the perfect place to pick up new skills if you're getting into kiting, kiteboarding, paragliding, or whatever. It was a ton of fun. You can see that Taylor actually picked up on it pretty quick. And in fact, I actually learned how to fly a paramotor at a beach a lot like this. It was the same coastline, just a little bit north in Washington State. And a little bit later in this episode, you'll see us actually fly these contraptions. Okay, so maybe getting stuck in your 4x4 or breaking down in your Polaris isn't quite your style, but let me tell you about renting a children's snowboard with pieces of tire strapped to it and yeeting yourself down this giant mountainous sand dune. I tell you what, if you're looking for the most epic thing to do on your boys' trip, definitely consider sandboarding at the Coos Bay Sand Dunes, because this is a ton of fun. And it leads us into number 6, I think, of sand shenanigans, which is another thing to do. But we're gonna first talk about number 5, which is sandboarding. And also, fun fact, I blew my eardrum out doing this. I slammed my face so hard into the sand that sand rocketed deep into my eardrum, rupturing it and causing me about 6 weeks of deafness and pain and pus. But don't worry about that. Consider sandboarding. It's a ton of fun. You'll love it. I'm also gonna 1000% recommend having a shuttle, like a side-by-side or some buddies with a quad, if you don't mind riding bitch, to bring you back to the top of the mountain, because the sand is really difficult to walk in, and just simply trying to get up to the top is really gonna kill the vibe. So be sure to have some friends. That's important. This leads me into sand shenanigans. Sand shenanigans is essentially realizing that the sand can't hurt you and that you can do all sorts of fun stuff in the sand. It's almost like sand diving, where you can practice parkour, but in the sand. I do feel obligated to point out that the sand can and will hurt you. It depends on how you land, and especially if you hit your ear on the sand and if the sand gets in your orifices. You don't want it in any orifices, because that will fuck you up and give you a bad time, which happened to me. He's like trying to get it on.
Too late.
But that is steep.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine you coming off that? Oh God. All right, up next on our things to do in Coos Bay is go camping. Dispersed sand camping is actually super cheap here and a ton of fun. You can have bonfires on the sand, which I would highly suggest. My man Aaron, who's basically an arms dealer, he sold me this flamethrower a couple years ago, and it was a bit finicky. It was malfunctioning, and so he took it back in on a warranty claim, and then I got it back while at the sand dunes, and I wasn't expecting it. And so we ended up filming like some bits of us trying to get it working. Well, it had some problems. In fact, it was like spraying in all directions and just causing, overall havoc and danger for us and everyone in our surroundings. But so I wouldn't say you should do this. I would say just do some normal camping. If you have an RV or a rooftop tent and some wood, and you could like maybe make like a campfire. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to really enjoy it. But if you do need help starting a fire, I wouldn't even suggest this flamethrower at all. It's actually it's a total piece of shit, and it doesn't work well. But if you're gonna play with a flamethrower at all, this is a great place to do it. I'm not actually like personally recommending this. This is not a a reflection of my thoughts or my business's thoughts, and this is actually not even me doing this, and this is not an actual flamethrower, it's a toy. But if you're gonna do something like this, the Coos Bay Sand Dunes is a pretty good place to do it because there's sand everywhere, and that's actually not me, it's a double that looks a lot like me. But if you're gonna start a fire, a campfire, a bonfire, if you're gonna, for cooking, if you're gonna cook on a bonfire, this device may be useful or helpful, in fact, to start the fire, but I wouldn't actually recommend this brand of device because it was very finicky and malfunctioning.
Taylor, how's your experience of the dunes been?
Well, it's been good. Wrecked my truck, but it's a real mild wreck.
Oh no! So let that be a warning to you if you think you can come out here with your brand new ZR2 day one of ownership and jump it and have no problems. I don't know what was going through Taylor's silly brain. It definitely had nothing to do with me. But up next on our list, number 8, and our final idea on our list is actually paramotor piloting at the sand dunes. Now, in order to be able to fly here, because there's an airport nearby, you need to get special permission. But we actually called the tower and got special permission to be able to fly from this super unique and fun location. What's really cool about this spot right here is actually a place where water pools most of the time during the year, but if you come in the summer, it's nice and hard packed and you can take off without all of that like deep slough that you would normally have in the sand, which is one of the reasons why I really like this location. And as soon as you get up and over these trees, you take advantage of all of that same linear wind that's coming off of the coast that we were talking about earlier in the episode. And you get that in the paramotors, so you get to fly through this super buttery, smooth air, and it's so much fun to be able to chase UTVs and Jeeps, and everyone just like, they're all super excited and having fun. And to me, I really enjoy this sport because it's very like relatively low impact, unless of course you like auger into the earth. It's fun. It's just so much fun being up there. What an incredible trip we've had out here at Coos Bay. We've been driving side by sides in trucks all day. Finish up the day with a nice paramotor flight. It's absolutely been one of the most incredible trips I've been on in a long time. Don't forget to live! I hope that you enjoyed this experience, this adventure. This has been a really fun trip at Coos Bay in Oregon. If you guys are into traveling, if you love motorsports or just outdoor recreation, I highly suggest checking out this area. There's Coos Bay, there's Florence. They're both massive dunes, but we're at Coos Bay and it was amazing. We all had a great time. It's kind of a bummer. Taylor's truck got messed up, so if you didn't see that episode, make sure you check it out. But we're gonna do a rebuild on it. It's gonna be better than ever. I'm really happy that the Polaris held together. It did a wonderful job, and super smooth. Right there at the end, I did try a few little small jumps, but I was trying to be cautious on this trip. I got a lot of really good things going for me lately. I don't want to wreck and get hurt and throw off my whole business, and so I've already been down that road. I know what it's like to roll a UTV, and so I took it really easy, but we still had a ton of fun. I mean, it was a blast. So it took us a while to air up. We had to air everybody up. We only had 2 compressors, so it took like 2 hours. And we got a 5.5 hour drive home, but towing, that means it'll probably be more like a 7.5 hour drive. But I'm eager to get home. I'm excited to get home and get back to work. I mean, when I come out here and I film, it's actually really awesome because of the nature of my company, Outsiders Media. We film content for social media and for advertisements for companies that produce outdoor products. And so we are able to bring those products with us here and capture a ton of really good stuff. And so I'm really excited about the content that we were able to capture and just the good times that we had. So I really do appreciate you guys watching this channel. It means the world to me that you watch, and it's really amazing that I'm able to live my dream lifestyle and have a lot of fun with my friends, and hopefully I get to inspire you guys to get out there and make memories of your own and not just do nothing but watch YouTube, because that would not be cool. You got to do more than just that. So all right, so that's it for today's video. Much appreciated. Get some work done this week, but don't forget to live. Bye.
What are you doing out here? Don't you know the sand bears? Quickly, come move me to safety to the water!